Hello everybody, my name's Rodents, and welcome back to Sunless Sea. Last time we had arrived back here in Fallen London after exploring this entire part of the map. And we'd come back to Fallen London and we've just been picking up a couple of little things, specifically from the dark spectacled Admiral. After turning in some missions to him, there are some more things we have to do here in Fallen London, but we're running into some technical issues. Well, at least on my end. Watching through, I didn't notice anything super noticeable in the video itself. But at least for me, on the recording side, it was getting really choppy and OBS was just throwing a fit. The video ended up being over an hour long. It was an hour and 4 minutes or something like that. And the OBS preview only said that we'd been recording for 50 minutes when we ended the video. So that's a thing. So I've gone and set a timer on my phone, just to tell us at around the 45-minute mark. When I was testing it, it probably won't come through on the video, but it'll be there for me. So we'll have a rough estimate of how long we've been recording. Whenever I hear that sound, we'll probably go for only a few more minutes before pulling into a port to end the video. But anyways, we ended off in Fallen London. We picked up a couple more missions from the Admiral, though I think it should be in here. Oh, we did also pick up a mission of sorts from someone who might be rather shady. We have to go up to Mount Palmerston, which should be somewhere up northeast. That's also... We also got another mission to go somewhere northeast. Which one is it? This one. We have to go to the Avid Horizon, which they said was up in that direction. We might try to do that today. We might hold off on that one. We did pick up quite a bit of terror last time, which is somewhat worrying. Nothing much else noticeable in the journal here. Yeah, let's get some more into the story of Fallen London, shall we? Let's just go in order top to bottom. We finished up everything to do with the Admiral last time, but let's go to the tattoo parlor. You're a real sailor now, after all. You could go to one of those tobacco and prey places by the docks, but the prices at Clathermont's are reasonable, and his daughter's a real artist. But what sign will you choose? The Dauntless Hand. Commemorate your daring. This will increase your iron by 2 permanently and cure up to 25 points of terror. For 1 echo. Okay. So we have a Tale of Terror, so we can increase our iron by 2, so we'll do some more damage. That might be a good idea. We can also do the Wheel of Mists. Commemorate your sailor's skills. This will increase your veils, which is... Oh, we have a Z-story, so we could do that. Which is... cunning, if I remember correctly, basically. Memory of Distant Shores for the Unflinching Eye, which mirrors is... I'm forgetting. That's I'll use perception as the word, I suppose. Maybe insight as well. We can't do the Splendor, because we don't have a vision of the surface, but that would increase hurts. And we don't have moves in the Great Game, so we couldn't do pages. Or we could remain unblemished. If you wanted your memories on your skin, you'd be a squid. This will reduce terror to 0. Well, once only. I feel like getting a permanent stat upgrade would be a pretty good idea. Are there stats? Where do we look at our stats? I actually have 0 idea. Not in the hole, is it? Is it? Huh. That's interesting. This feels like something that should be on here somewheres. But I can't seem to find it. Oh, here it is. Let's pause. I think time passes when you're docked up in this part. They're up at 31 iron, 30 mirrors, detection and perception. Veils, speed, stealth, deception. Pages is up at 53, so we're not going to do the pages one. And I don't think we could do the hearts one, but that's tied for our second highest stat. I think we're probably going to do the veils one, because that is our lowest stat, and getting that up would probably be a good idea. So, the Wheel of Mists. This will increase your veils by 2 permanently, and cure up to 25 points of terror. Unlocked with a Z story, and 1 echo, so let's do it. The gold needle pricks. Lily Clathermont hums. The design is complete, a ship's wheel, but with a curious elaboration to the design, like an optical illusion. We are not the messengers, but the message, Lily intones. You frown. She dimples. Oh, all right, that's just something Mr. C says to sound impressive. I don't know what it means, but I like the design. You've gained 2 veils, you've lost 25 terror, you lost a Z story and 1 echo. And an occurrence. Your memoirs, your own sweet skin quality is now the Wheels of Mists. So, is that permanently the only tattoo we can get, I think? Okay, so just a permanent plus 2 veils. That will be good. We can explore London proper. But before we do, let's take a look at the Merchant Venturer. We haven't talked to them yet. An urchin tugs your sleeve. Governor wants a word. A brooding figure waits at the lamplight's edge. Speak to Merchant Venturer. I have a need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. An opportunity for profit. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates, and he won't ask you how you came by these things. Your objective, the Venturer's venture quality, is now 1, a dream and a scheme. He has a request. Speak to him further, or check your journal. I will need your help. He has made 2 requests. You can fulfill either one. We can't do either of these. Because we don't... Okay, we don't have more than 10 of that. Okay, we would need 21 bolts of spider silk or 7 zoops. We can't do either of those right now. So that's kind of out of the question, so let's explore London proper. We can visit the Rose Market, which we could have done from that previous page. Carouse in the Wolfstack docks. So we got pretty good odds. Then that will reduce your terror. You might run into trouble or romance. We can't hire any more crew because we're filled up. So, we'd probably want to put our ship into dry dock because we took a lot of damage last time. We're down to 20 out of 75. So that's something we're going to look into. But a new recruit might also be good. Unlocked with another day, a new recruit. Unlocked with another day, a free evening. You have one. These are different, so I think we can do both. So let's try picking up a new recruit. Someone wants to sign on. On later visits, different officers will sometimes be available. If there's more than one choice, you can choose one per visit. We can engage an officer, the Presbyterian Adventuress. Afternoon, Captain. Looking for a gunnery officer? I'd like to help you blow up some monsters if you'll have me. So, for 50 Echo, we can pick up... Just wanted to look a little bit. So we can pick up 2 different gunnery officers. One for 50 Echo and one for 20 Echo. I'm hoping this top one's better. We can engage a Zailer, which would just be more crew. But it's pretty cheap. We don't have a gunnery officer yet. I don't believe. We have a first officer and a surgeon. No, we have the spare cash. Let's go with the more expensive option. Hopefully they'll be better. The Adventuress is a gunnery officer who increases iron and veils. Welcome aboard. Oh, hello, Captain. Is this one of yours? I had to knock her out about a bit. She didn't like taking orders from foreigners. Still, we're good friends now. The adventurers claps the black-eyed sailor on the back. Oddly enough, they do seem to be friends now. I point you an officer by dragging them to the officer's tab, onto their spot. You now have Presbyterate adventurers. We lost 50 Echo, and we can't recruit anymore for now. But we can still carouse. Let's put them into their place and have a conversation with them first. You go there. 6 iron and 3 veils. That's pretty decent. So all of our stats are above 30 now. Speak to. Can't dine with them, because we don't have a sack of dark drop coffee beans. All's well, Captain. Did you need something? Or increase your irons for a secret. We have 3 secrets, we might as well. This will improve our iron a bit. There we go, I clicked it and just didn't go through for a second. Sorry about that. The adventuress puts down her sword and helps you bandage the gash. Still, Pain, the best teacher, don't look at me like that. You lost a secret, we gained a wound. At 3 wounds you'll die. So, let's not do that again. We gained an iron, and we gained 50 fragments. That's good. We're not going to do that again. So, let's go back into New London. Can we actually talk to the surgeon? Like, can you heal wounds? Once again, we could proposition her. We're still holding off on that. Might do that at the end of this episode, just to see what it's about. But let's carouse in the Wolfstack docks. There's no danger here. Try to enjoy yourself. This will reduce your terror. You might run into trouble or romance. Let's go. It will cost us some echo. A strange night out. Really, it was like an 80% chance to succeed, and we still lost. You wake in the back room of Gaston's lampery, head pounding. You had something to drink, but beyond that, it's a little hazy. Your knuckles are bloody. Your blood, I think. You think. And your shirt bloody likewise. Probably not yours, unless your blood is slick and greenish. You've had better nights out. A difficult brew, Gaston says gnomically. We were unlucky. Better luck next time. How did we fail like an 80% chance to succeed? We lost a couple terror, we lost some echo. We picked up some recent news, but we did lose our free evening. So, I think the last thing to do is trying to repair our ship. If you've done good work, the Admiralty will issue you with a book of little stuff. I don't know what that is. So, that's for fuel. That's not really our issue. He'll heal us up for 75 echo. He'll heal us up for 100 for a full repair. We're at 20 out of 75. Your Admiralty yards will completely heal you for... Will that take 3 favor? That's pretty expensive. But we could use 3 of our... There are only 3 supplies for the rats to do us. To fix it up for us. Right now, it seems like the only thing we can use favors for is fuel and fixing up the ship, so... But we do need fuel. What to do, what to do. Oops. Oh, I did go to the right place. Let's... Let's do this. Maybe. Or it's only 25 to do it all. It's a 25 more to go all the way. Let's completely heal the ship for 100 of our echo. And then only 37% chance. Let's try it. I hope it doesn't take all 4 favor. Let's go for it. Oh, success! Really? We failed 80% but 137? I guess I shouldn't complain. The quartermaster is not usually friendly, but you have enough sailors, jokes, and harbor gossip to set her laughing nostalgically. She's remarkably liberal about the measurement of fuel. We gained 3 fuel, and we only lost 1 favor. We still have 6, so we can try that again. Success, eventually. The good, free fuel. The bad, a half-hour argument with the quartermaster, who insists that you're... I don't want to attempt pronouncing that and mispronounce it. I have no idea what that word is. I have not been stamped by the Office of Incongruous Request. Eventually, she grudgingly permits you to load your fuel cart. Picked up 2 more fuel. Failed it, but still got it, which is nice. And we lost 1 more favor. So that puts us at 7 fuel, 3 supplies. That's still worrying. How much are supplies? 20. Okay, it's expensive, but we'll pick up 2 of these. So we're up to 7 fuel, 5 supplies. That will do us for now, and we'll probably head out there, because that's everything to do here. Yep, just finally getting the tutorial about the echoes being the currency of this place. But, anyways, let's take a look at the map, and then we'll... Up north here is like this frozen wasteland that we're not prepared to deal with yet. We have missions that are probably in this area. But I'm really curious about this area and what's in here. It's probably not much hiding here. Maybe a couple little islands to pick up some... what are they called? Fragments. Build up some more secrets, but probably not even another real dock. So... let's continue exploring the north, see if we can't find those mission locations we need. So, get started. Launch, and I guess full speed. We can close this for now. And we're on our way. Just gonna start turning immediately, and just head straight up there. Nothing new in this area to explore anyways. Oh, gotta make sure not to set us into a collision course, though. And the eerie music kicks in once again, as soon as we take off. Okay, we don't keep moving while we're in the map. I thought we might, but I wasn't sure, but I guess not. Let's turn off the lights. We go through a lot quicker than I would like. That's the iron place we couldn't explore because they didn't let us in, I think. Oops. Oh no, that's Shepherd Isles. Wrong islands. We're still quite a bit off from our destination. I've set us up on a collision course. And then I turned to make it even more concrete. Here, the wilder airs mingle with the airs of the near reaches Demo's Gate, named for the navigator lost below. How did his bones come below? Lost above, how did his bones come below? Oh, we're getting into new area already. The Phosgene Bleaks. Or I guess we already knew about this, but it's new area adjacent. Let's slow down a little bit and use the bat, because I'm fairly certain they get more accurate the slower you're going. No new islands. Let's just keep going. Green glass and basalt, vault and silence. There's something creating light up here. It might just be like one of those little things scattered around the ocean. Doubt that those things. Let's head out a little bit more east, and then or let's just head up north a little ways. I know somewhere's out here is an island that we need to get to. I have no idea where though. Oh, Bonnie Reefs is some distance to the north. Mark it on the map, and let's take a look. Oh, that is some distance. Is this a pirate? Oh. A fallen stone. Wasn't prepared for this sudden pop-up. Now and then, rocky fragments fall from the roof underneath. The decks of older ships are pocked with scars. The sound is one no landlubber knows, and no sailor will ever forget. This one has smashed the glass of a deck binnacle. Ill omen, one sailor cries. The god in the roof. Storm is angry. Do nothing. Storm, one of the three nameless gods of the sea, an absurd superstition. Or make a sacrifice to avert misfortune. In the stories, Storm is the noisiest, angriest, and least reasonable of the sea gods. Better not take chances. I don't know. Last time we picked up some stories where there are literal old gods watching us. Though appeasing them whenever possible seems like it's probably a good idea. It is rather costly, though. Fine. Make the sacrifice. A simple rite. The sailors know the words, you mumble them. A gift of wine and fish is suitable, marked with a captain's blood. Ow! Bound with copper wire and cast aboard from the bow. The package bobs for a moment, and then is sucked beneath the sheep. The sheep? What? How did that one happen? Beneath the ship. That was a silly little misspeak there. You know something of the three gods of the sea. The gods of the sea, stone, storm, and salt. There are powers. You now have the gods of the sea, Storm's attention. An ancient anger knows you. Why do we keep picking these up? I do not want to be known by ancient gods. We lost a supply and gained a terror for that. Great. Anyways, is this a pirate ship? Or are we about to enter battle? Where exactly is this island we're trying to get to? Oh, it's straight up north, Ed. We missed a little bit of the map filling in there. But it's whatever, we'll pick it up on our way back to New London. We discovered Bonnie Reefs. Blue and lightning scroll. Oh. Oh, that is a pirate. Ow. Definitely just ran ashore there. Somewheres there should be a... Oh, this mist is so heavy. Oh. This game's also getting a little laggy. Is there actual dockport here? Is this just like reefs to run up on? Ow! About face, ready for combat, and a little bit of lag. Oh, oops. Actually, I just hit my mic. They are a much stronger ship than us. I think we might want to about face and try to get out of here. Yeah, they're much stronger than us. Let's full speed ahead. Try and get away. Oh, wow, they're faster than us, too. Is there a dock somewhere up here? Or are they just not giving chase well enough? Ow! Oh, we're probably dead here. Full speed to the engines. Try and get speed on them. Oh, we're about to run into a giant crab. This is not going well for us. Fire! Great, this has gone well. You've pushed your engines too far, too fast. Whalers scream, flames rage. Heal the wounded, damp the flames. Do what you can. Uh-oh. You succeeded in a hearts check. That went well. Uh-oh, we lost a lot of hull. Okay, let's pause. Assess the situation. We entered into a giant crab's range. We got away from the pirates, though, at least. Oh, we really... There probably is a dock somewhere in this region. I think all the big names are, like, important island chains, I think. So there's probably a dock like here, but we couldn't get there because of that, like, pirate ship. Hopefully there's something in this region to dock up with. Otherwise, this is going to end poorly. Let's just hope we stay out of that thing's range. We might be in a position where we're going to see our second captain a lot sooner than I would have liked. We'll get to see what restarting looks like. That's a lighthouse and not an enemy ship, right? Oh. A dock. This is good. Assuming this isn't like an island of cannibals or something, that would suck. That would have just been like the perfect storm of a million bad things happening at once. But here we go, about to pull into Saint's Haven. Let's hope this goes okay. Two houses, both alike in dignity. On Pigmoat Isle. Nice little Romeo and Juliet reference there, huh? On a lonely desert beach. There is no habitation in sight. No market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms? Not quite. All fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Disembark. See what awaits you. Or, as you step onto the quay, you hear clamor, shots, and shooting. You can see off in the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. Then we step right into a Romeo and Juliet reference. Are there like two houses fighting each other, and there's like a young love romance between a young member of both families? Is this straight up just Romeo and Juliet? They started off with the reference. Let's see if it continues that way. The following is an extract from the popular diary of a sea captain, from London to Irem, and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island, and subsequently serialized in the unexpurgated Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. There are a lot of words used in this that I just do not know. But anyways, the tale of Pigmoat Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice is presented, war is declared, a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Wow, this is like a full-on story, isn't it? I guess we'll go through it. Chapter 1, The Delegation. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Radis Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right, an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. "Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." Not sure if I'm going to repeat that voice again. The rat stepped back, at precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of long habit. The guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. "Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal to our King Gracenough. First of his name, I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice." The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. The two remarkable rodents sat, squatted, both seeking my support. I knew I had to choose carefully. Okay, so we get to speak to either of them and then make our choice. Okay. I spoke to the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London. It's cats and sniffers, it's ratskin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat's star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our lights, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? Wow, this is going places. I thought this was going to be a Romeo and Juliet reference at first. I don't even know what this is. Oh, Chapter 2, Alike in Dignity. Okay, so they're still making some references to Romeo and Juliet. I spoke to the seneschal. How did an armored guinea pig manage to look regal? A knight out of habit. The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy, yeah? I second-guessed it myself halfway through the word, to rival the Duchess's own before speaking. Grace Naw, the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned on the sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain. No city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories in their fall, when our lady's eye restored be to our hall. The seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat. But the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? 1 second. A rather large spider just ran up towards my foot. I had to deal with that. But anyways. Okay. So, we've got the peasant class routes, apparently, just trying to live their lives. And then a bunch of guinea pigs coming up like, we rule you now, you serve us. I've heard enough for my choice. As you can well imagine, I faced quite a dilemma. The red eyes stared up at me, waiting for my choice. Okay, we got 3 options here. I sided with the chief engineer. He seemed grumpy but honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons can do. I favored the seneschal. Was it her charm or her fondness for London's rat-skin cloaks that swayed me? Perhaps a little of both. At any rate, I was keen to find out more about their civilization. Okay, just before we continue on, the rats fled London because they were being mistreated. They were literally used to make clothes, even though they are apparently sentient and good makers in this universe. And then they came to an island to make their own, and then the same thing almost is happening with guinea pigs instead, ruling over them. I feel bad for the rats here, honestly. I don't really care who had the star first. It feels like the guinea pigs are in the wrong here. Or maybe not so much in the wrong, but the rats aren't in the wrong. I attempted to broker a peace. Surely their commonalities were more numerous than their differences. Perhaps I could help them get along. Okay. So this episode has gone places I wasn't expecting. It started off what I thought was going to be like nice, calm, relaxing exploration. Maybe not so much nice, calm, relaxing, because this game has already shown that it's very much ready to just be like, okay, here's a giant monster you can't beat. Good luck. But anyways, I thought we were just going to be exploring, trying to find some new islands, finish off some missions. Nope, we run into a fight with a pretty strong pirate vessel that chases us out into unknown territory, almost kills our ship. Then we get chased into like a giant fog bank, run ashore, or I guess we ran ashore before we met the pirates, but we almost run ashore afterwards too. Run into a giant crab creature who chases us to our tiny little salvation that is this tiny island, and then we're thrust into the middle of a war between rats and guinea pigs. This game is something. But I guess we've got a choice to make. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. This definitely feels like one of those stories I would like to just see every side of it, but because of how this game's autosave system works, or I guess how it's working for us right now, I guess I could technically go in and change it from an autosave system to a save whenever system, but that feels like it takes something away from the game. I don't know. I'm not feeling the whole guinea pig siding with them. They just feel like they want to control. Like, this guinea pig is literally rearing a rat right now. So, that doesn't feel right. Do I broker a peace or just straight up side with the rats here? Coexistence? Or just straight up saying, yeah, no, go away. I'm gonna step away for a second, get a drink while I think about this, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. For you, that would be no time, but for me, that was like a good 5 minutes. I walked into the other room and talked to someone else in my house and asked them what they thought if I should side with rats who are like good. How I actually worded it was, should I side with rats or guinea pigs in a war, or should I try to broker a peace between them? And I got like the weirdest look, though I succeeded in that goal. And they said guinea pigs. Then they got into how they're elitist monarchists who are literally wearing rat skin clothes. That got another weird look, and swayed the decision. So, we're gonna go with the rats here. I'm still just gonna say, this is a very strange storyline. This is just not what I was expecting. But anyways, I'm still running into weird OBS issues with this game. It's still recording just fine, but the preview is just really weird with it, and I don't know why. But, anyway, sided with the chief engineer. Let's go with the rats. A friend to rats. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chattered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. You've made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around. You've gained a fuel, you've gained a supply. An occurrence. Your memoirs of rat in the making quality is now won. You chose to help the rats. Chapter 3, A Rat in the Making. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed checkpoints, as fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we came upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 ratus faber altogether, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. The first thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chicken wood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow, and was almost too bright to look at. Oh, 1 second. Okay, so Recording time, we're only at about 25 minutes, and the 45-minute timer I set just went off. So I guess between multiple pausing and stuff, it apparently was like 20 minutes of what I thought was going to be extra recording time that just wasn't, but okay. Or perhaps that timer's just off again. I don't know. Looking at the thing, it literally says 24 minutes right now. So if I look back at this recording and it's not 24 minutes at this point, I know there's an issue with it that I'll have to figure out. But anyways, where was I? Oh, yeah. The bright light in the chicken wood. It was too bright to look at. By its light, I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, with a sergeant barking drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. "Welcome to Marinia," said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. "It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council." With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. Okay, we have a couple options. Let's take a visit to the rats' barracks. The drill sergeant appeared to be sizing me up. With a few rats around her, really all she had to launch an attack? We were fighting impressive odds. I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. "There's more of us below ground," she explained, "but not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but haven't got the stuff to make 'em with. Most of us came here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish and we nibble the chickenwoods, but we can't make guns out of trees. The cavies came with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid 'em sometimes, but there's so few of us, and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. But that's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic and the Red Star," she added thoughtfully after a moment. "Of course, we want that too." Okay, we have to scroll all the way back down after all these. I took a closer look at the Rat Star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Blue was a sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. "It's not a star, of course. Not really, but try explaining that to the others. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale, but just look at it. Look!" She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was skin talk, but unlike any I'd ever seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. "Those of us who've been to the cave side of the island and lived to tell of it say that there's plenty of glow there. Plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island center, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course, any more than it's a star. Then this is a star. It's hollow. There's sweet water inside and coral crawling up all up the walls of it. But nothing that glows save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us." And finally, I headed down to the beach. Who ever heard of a rat mending a net? Where the green billows played. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. "Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. We came up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the Rat Star." He beamed. "I think it only draws good fish, keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. Okay, so we've sided with the Republic, or what's the word? We've basically sided with the American with the American colonists, I think. Sort of. Like, they came to a new land in hopes of a better life. Kind of like the Puritans who first came to the Puritans who came to America in the beginning and started setting up the colonies. And then, like, an oppressive force has come over and trying to take control of them. Yeah, I feel like we're fighting with, revolutionaries. Like, American revolutionaries, almost, kind of. There's a connection to be made. Not exactly one-to-one, but pretty close. I finished my exploration. The bells of the War Council rang. I was summoned. The chief engineer emerged from underground. Oh, Chapter 4, A Vital Enterprise. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapon experts, strategists, and field commanders. "Oh, you're going to help us beat the cavies?" He said. I have no idea if it should be cavies or cavies. I'm not sure. He said, a hard edge to his voice. "But how exactly?" Oh. 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 I offered my strategic assistance. We engineered a distraction that the LBs could use to plunder the cavies' ship and turn the tide in their favor. A very chancy challenge. Uh-oh. Fails, that's only 45%. I determined to take the lead. I had a ship, I had cannons. We would steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. Your iron quality gives you a 57% chance of success. I have nothing to offer but my advice. The king took it, in desperation, if not gratitude. Oh, this is going to end poorly. I want to help out. I don't want to just give advice. I want to actually help these rats. But it's such... Well, I want to say such low odds. It's technically better than a coin flip, but that's really chancing it. But... the Veils one is only 45% instead of 57%. We're gonna try it. I really want this to work. I'm gonna be kind of upset if it doesn't. But I determined to take the lead. I had a ship. I had cannons. We would steer her to the southern side of the island and have at those uppity animals. Is that a good? Is that a good line? Is that a good headline or a bad headline? I think that's a good headline. It has an exclamation point. Although I suppose a really bad headline would also have an exclamation point. Oh no. A palpable hit. The rats gave me what information they possessed about the Cavies settlement, but I still had to improvise a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favored us. Our cannons letting fly a volley of shot onto the beach before the Cavies could scramble onto their grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air. The enemy fled. A damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. A grim business, but I had honored my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of skintalak ringing the beach to harvest as spoils. You succeeded in an iron challenge. The higher the quality, the higher the chance of success. Oh, hail Marinia! Two houses alike in dignity. Not that this is saying much, mind. An occurrence. Your Pigmote Isle might's quality is now 5. Adequate. A nation must be strong. If this reaches 0, bad things will happen on Pigmote Isle. An occurrence. Your Pigmote Isle civilization quality is now 4. Troubled. And the spirit quality is now 3. Conflicted. We now have 3 skintalak. And a bale of parabola linen. Who plucks the flax from the banks of rivers that flow through sleep? Chapter 5. A Nation is Born. The house of Cavi has fallen, Marinia was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Oh, how we feasted long unto the nights. And then I invited one of the Radis Faber to join us. After all, what's a ship without a few rats? An albino tinkerer. I wonder what slot that would take. I can't look at it right now. I interceded on behalf of the KVs. They were crushed, defeated, and I could see their spirits broken without the light of the rat star to guide them. They needed an advocate. Okay, so we can take up, like, the role and try and, like, bring the defeated guinea pigs into the fold. Or the wide dark sea beckoned. We had eaten our fill and our business was concluded, and it was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. Let's see if there's not a rat willing to join the crew. Welcome aboard. The chief engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly, and I'd like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up some effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. You now have one albino tinkerer, and we lost one civilization point for Pigmont Isle. Oh no, I feel bad. Do we intercede on behalf of the KVs? If we can convince what's left of them to join up, perhaps we can create some sort of lasting peace and help create a better island here. Oh, might as well. A grudging concession. I appeal to the chief engineer's moral fortitude and sense of fair play. Perhaps the KVs suffered the loss of the light from the center of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. The chief engineer looked troubled at the thought. We only wanted to be left alone, he said. He looked towards the seneschal, haphazardly bandaged among the rat's other prisoners. Perhaps further negotiation is possible. As I left, I saw the albino rat timidly offering a young Cavi prisoner a piece of fresh fish. In a occurrence, your memoirs of rat-in-the-making quality is now 3, and you forged peace between the rats and KVs. Your Pigmont Isle spirit quality is now 6, optimistic. And finally, the wide dark sea beckoned. Let's go. Here we go. Chapter 5 of Nation is Born. The wide dark sea beckoned. We had eaten our full, and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage, and see what other wonders and terrors still awaited us. The end. There, you finish your diary entry, and the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of their new republic. You now have one of this, a port report, Pigmont Isle. That's all for now. Your hunger quality is gone. A new nation has been founded. Time passes on the Neath's most adorable empire. Aww. Is there more to the story? The Rise of Pigmont Isle. Hail, Marinia! Oh, we're not doing this. We couldn't if we wanted to, but this isn't happening, ever. Hail, Marinia, Denise, most adorable nation scurries around your legs. Gintalak harvesters drag heavy bags of the island's bounty to their silos. Industrious rodents work hard on towering edifices, some of them almost neck-high. London will never believe a... Really? Well, I guess that is pretty large... That is more of a swear word over in the UK, isn't it? I don't know. Anyways. We can help Marinia resolve a dilemma. An aide runs over. Hairless advisor, you return to us! Praise the tide! We need your wisdom once again! Unlocked when they're down to 1 civilization. Unlocked when they're down to 1 might. Unlocked when they're down to 1 spirit. And... when there's perhaps more stories awaiting. We can request repairs. These rats will board even a sinking ship, provided the crew is willing to carry some of the heavier tools. If we had more echo, which we don't, they could repair our ship for us. Raise Pigmont's civilization for better prices. Okay, so how do we raise their civilization? Perhaps next time we return here, there'll be more stuff to do. This is going to be an island we return to quite frequently, I think. Or stealing the rat star. Lower Pigmont's Isle to make this easier. No Skintalhack. The rats guard it fiercely, but they are maybe away. Or less direct alternatives, perhaps. Yeah, that's probably never happening. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a mascot. Why is it a mascot? It's like an actual... this should be like a chief engineer slot, honestly. But we can't even speak to them? That's kind of mean. Like, this is a sentient rat who is like an actual builder. A carpenter, weaver, engineer's hand, and rat of all work. Like, why can't they be the chief engineer? That's like the perfect position for them. Like, they're actually a carpenter, and a weaver, and an engineer. Why can't they do that? They're actually an engineer. I'm ranting a little bit. Sorry. But anyways. With that, not much left to do here on Pigmont Isle. But it does feel like a... I wish I could, like, move around, like, this map just a little bit, just to see what around the edge of it. But, honestly, with the ending of that little story, this feels like a pretty good spot to end this off. So, this has been an episode. This has definitely been an episode, to say the least. It started off on what was just going to be some adventures to the northeast, and ended off with us resolving a war between some rats and some guinea pigs. I was not expecting this much, but we've created a new nation that will perhaps help build up later on. But, yeah. Next time, explore more of this. Hopefully make it back to London without dying. It's very possible that next time we see our first death and new captain. Yeah. But, anyways. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping you're enjoying this as much as I have. Like, as weird as it is, this has been my favorite part of this entire game so far. Like, this entire, like, ludicrous storyline in this part. I really want to see more of this. Oh, I didn't even notice. This is literally, like, battle lines drawn. Like, I'm assuming this would be, like, the rats. Or, This is more like a built-up civilization, so this might be the guinea pigs, and this might be the rats. Because that looks like an actual steamship, like, docked up. So that's probably the guinea pigs, and this is the rats. Like, this is probably where that encampment they were talking about is. But anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. And I hope to see you next time. So, take care, everyone.